Oh, I gotta pop open my garage. I'm gonna go for a bike ride today. Great day to do it right now. It's gonna get in the high 80s today, but right now I think it's about 75 degrees. So I'm gonna take advantage of the slightly cooler weather this morning and get out on my bike for an hour or so. I'll take you guys along with me for the ride. Oh, so I'm not exactly sure how far I'm gonna go today. Probably, like I said, just about an hour, give or take a few minutes, one side or the other. That's kind of my sweet spot when it comes to working out, whether I'm running or riding my bike, you know, unless it's a long run day. And I haven't had any of those recently, but hopefully sometime soon in the near future, I'll be able to get back on that. All right, let's go out and have a little fun today. Just mapping out some distances. It's a little easier to do that on my mountain bike than it is when I'm running. And I'm at a little park next to my house. As you can see, it's pretty well shaded. It's a gravel drive all the way around. This is well, it's a softball, baseball field. We got a nice little pavilion for those that want to have, you know, family gatherings, picnics, what have you. All that kind of good stuff. And it's one of my stops on my loop around my town. And while I thought it's about a quarter mile around, I thought I'd just check. And see, because there are times, especially in the dead of summer, when it's so hot that I have to find places where I can run in the shade, and this is one of them. But I never really paid that close attention how far it was. So today I'm kind of mapping out the distance around here, and it looks like it's about a third of a mile roughly. So, you know, good information for me to have as I map out other routes for my running. All right, I'm gonna get back into this workout. This is such a nice little park. I really appreciate having something like this in my small town. It gets pretty heavily used. Of course, right now it looks empty, but that's because the kids are all in school. But when during the summer months, or you know, after school hours, this is where the kids tend to hang out. So I think it's pretty nice. I enjoy coming down here. You know, it's a bit of a hill, which gives me a little added something to my workouts, whether I'm on my bike or if I'm running or not. And it's all paved. And it's off, you know, it's off the beaten path, so you don't have to worry about, you know, any kind of traffic to speak of, other than maybe the occasional, you know, walker pushing a baby stroller or something like that. For the most part, it's pretty quiet down here. I love it. I love being out here on my mountain bike. You know, it's not the same as running, but it does a pretty good job of keeping up my cardio. You know, I do get a slightly better workout, however, when I'm riding my stationary bike, because I can crank up the resistance and instantly raise my heart rate. Out here on the road, I can't do that. You know, I can change gears, but I got it in the hardest gear that this bike has to offer, and it's a little too easy to ride out on the roads. You know, it's a great bike if you're actually mountain biking, but I'm not, because I find that that's a little challenging at times to take it out on the trails because of all the roots and that kind of thing, so I tend to go slower. But you know, I can't beat being out here in the sunshine, catching a breeze, listening to the sounds of nature, waving to my neighbors. You know, there's just no comparison to being indoors on a stationary bike. But if I want to get a solid workout, I think the stationary bike is a better way to go. This through here is a nice little stretch to get a good workout in. I'm sure that the camera doesn't pick up on the hill that's here, And it is a fairly, slight gradient, but it's enough that it is able to raise my heart rate. So I oftentimes will ride this section a few times during my workouts. And this is my second time on this ride, and I'll probably do it one more as I finish my circuit. There's always some kind of fun community things that's going on around here. And I just passed a sign that the FFA, which is the Future Farmers of America, I'm sure it's the high school here in Langsburg, is going to be having a pig roast on September 20th. So that's coming up pretty fast. That sounds pretty good to me. That sounds pretty good. And a very worthy cause, for sure. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the camera or not, but there is a gray haze that's hanging out in the air. Somebody's burning something, and it's pretty strong. It reminds me of, when we all had to wear masks for a while because of the wildfire smoke that swept through the nation and was so dangerous for all of us to breathe. I like the smell of a campfire, but that's a little too much for me. Being right there in smoke's way. Can't imagine what's getting into my lungs. I think that'll be my last trip around this section for today. So I'm going to ride that loop over again. So for now, I'm going to stay on this side of the sidewalk, but when I come back, I'll have to cross over to the other side to finish up my loop. Oh, goodness. What a gorgeous day. The breeze feels really good. It does make it a bit more of a challenge when you're riding directly into it. But it's starting to warm up already. The sunshine feels amazing. Just terrific. I'm going to be quiet, see if you guys can hear the ducks. Or the geese, I should say. Oh, they stopped now. I always like to see the geese too. It's so much fun. I get to see them out at the Stark Park quite often. So this is where I like to turn around here in the parking lot of the Old Family Dollar, I guess, which sadly went out of business, but we have a Dollar General over here to pick up the slack. All right. Oh, you know what? I should like to see how far this is. Okay, so from right here, I just rolled 9 miles. So I'll try to check my watch again on the way back about at the same spot, only on the other side of the road, to see what the distance is on this part or this section that I ride. Oh, so right up here I think is where I started looking at my watch for the distance for that segment around that neighborhood. And we're almost there, so it looks like it's going to be 1 mile and about 2/10. So yeah, it's a little over a mile. All right, so this workout is coming to a close. Looks like I went just a little over 15 miles today. Great day to do it. My right side doesn't feel terrible. We'll know more a little bit later this afternoon and even into tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to celebrate this as a win. I'm going to get up here and get parked, and then I'll go through the numbers with you. Squeaky brakes. Okay, so let me stop my watch here. 15.23 miles, an hour and 11 minutes roughly, and we'll hit save. All right, so that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Run Tall with Tim. Oh my goodness. I need to go in and get a cold drink of water, maybe throw a little bit of hydration mix in there. My goodness, I got to get my bike in for a tune-up. You know, it's working really well. That's not the issue. It's just I have a lot of miles on it, and so I want to get it checked out. Because there are times when I'm really kind of picking up the pace, and I got thinking about that when I was out there. And if you've been on the channel for a while, you know that my last mountain bike, I ended up wiping out and I broke the rear axle on it. It was quite old, and I more than got my money's worth out of the bike, but you know, I just want to make sure that I'm not wearing out the parts on this one where I might suffer, you know, the same fate, because that would be bad news. That would be bad news, especially for someone who has been struggling with so many injuries. I don't want to create any more for myself, that's for sure. All right, you guys have a great day. Oh, Bella. There she is. Snuck out the door on me. I'll have to go back out with her.